Welcome back to Politics for People. I'm Jimmy Fremgen. We are obsessed with the number 270 every election season, but what does it even mean once you get there? What happens next? Do we have a president now? And where the heck is the Electoral College even located? If you feel like the existence of the Electoral College makes your vote less meaningful, you are absolutely right. In fact, the Electoral College was an invention of the Founding Fathers to create a buffer between what Thomas Jefferson referred to as the, quote, well-meaning but uninformed people, and the actual selection of the president. That's right, America. Even Thomas Jefferson thought that we were too stupid to pick the president. But don't feel bad. He seems to have thought that most people were stupid, since he owned some of them. He also decided to reinvent the clock, because that hadn't been done well enough yet, and rewrote the Gospels. What did the Founding Fathers leave us? Instead of electing the president via a straight-up count of each ballot, something known as a popular vote, the founders created a system where each state would select electors equal to the number of representatives in that state. In California, for example, we have 55 votes in the Electoral College, which is equal to the number of members of Congress that we have, 53 representatives and 2 senators. These electors then meet on the 14th of December to cast their votes for who they think should be president. This result then gets certified by the state and must be delivered to Congress by December 23rd. On January 3rd, the new Congress is sworn in, and 3 days later, they finally get around to opening their mail, pop those envelopes open, and announce the results. So how do you become one of those electors? I don't know, but my friend Ian Blue does, and we'll have a video later this week to talk about his experience as an elector in 2008. Now, there's been a lot of talk this year about reforming and even eliminating the Electoral College. We've been having this conversation for decades. Supporters of our current system argue that the founders created the Electoral College with what Jefferson had in mind: a buffer between the lesser impulses of the electorate and the office of the president. This is the basic idea of our government in the first place. We are a republic, which means we elect people to make decisions for us. We are not a direct democracy as a country. And the Electoral College is just an extension of that. The only mechanism, in fact, for choosing a president as dictated by the Constitution is the Electoral College. There's no mention at all of a popular vote. Now, some do argue that the founders created a system that's outdated for the realities of modern America, and they use the records of the Constitutional Congress that demonstrate that the Electoral College suffered from the ripple effects of the 3/5 Compromise, which increased the power of slave states in Congress and the Electoral College. The fact that we don't have slavery anymore seems like a big enough change that you would want to reconsider the system. That, and the fact that our country's gone from this to this to this, with 50% of our population concentrated in a small handful of regions. There's even a cross-state coalition to award each state's electoral votes to the winner of the popular vote nationwide, but it cannot take effect until the number of states that sign on equal 270 electoral votes. Now, I'm not here to argue for the abolishment of the Electoral College, though most of you would probably be up for that, since 61% of people polled by Gallup in September and 58% of people in a Pew Research Center study in March believe it should be abolished. Remember March, 20 years ago? The point here is this. I know that most of us are relieved that Election Day has passed, and we're happy to take a national breather, unless you have Twitter. If you have Twitter, you just live in a permanent state of hyperventilation. But as long as we have our current system of presidential elections, or until enough states sign on to the National Interstate Popular Vote Compact, the most important election in deciding who our president will be is when the Electoral College meets on December 14th. So I know you're relaxing, I know you're soaking up that brunch, but it's not over yet. It's that time again. 3 things you can do that would be a huge help in helping me grow this channel. 1, subscribe below. 2, comment below. And 3, go to patreon.com/jfremgen.